Leslie Williams, and I am in San Diego. Check it out. Anyways, every now and then, when I open up and start making a video, excuse me, what I'll do is I'll act a little goofy. And the reason why I do that, sorry that I'm eating some French fries and chicken, and I just realized I got some grease on the lens. Anyways, the reason why I act a little bit goofy sometimes at the beginning of my videos is in order, one motive is for it, and that is to put a smile on your face. But understand this and be clear. The rest of the video is usually dedicated to exposing the criminalized expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which is also can be termed as gang stalking. Boom! What's happening? I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. The organized stalking, gang stalking expedition was so bad in the last 3 days as a result of my body reacting to it as a result of the non-stop harassment. Because when you're under extreme stress and when you're kept hypervigilant in reference to how the harassment is making you hypervigilant, your body physiologically responds to it. And since I experience it everywhere I go, non-stop, my body is kept in a hypervigilant state because my body is physiologically reacting to it as a result of me mentally reacting to it as a result of the harassment. So, as a result of feverish harassment in the last 3 days along all of my routes, everywhere I went, for the whole duration concerning if I went to McDonald's for 30 minutes, non-stop throughout the whole time, the physical exhaustion of getting there, being there, experiencing it, leaving there, experiencing it from going from McDonald's back to the bus stop, experiencing it on the bus route, going to the next place I get into, it's non-stop for up to 3.5, 4 hours at a time, okay? So, as a result of experiencing this non-stop harassment for the last 3 days, my body finally reacted to it last night. Because when you're kept in a hypervigilant and when your body is constantly reacting to something, the adrenaline glands excrete adrenaline. And if your adrenaline glands are excreting too much adrenaline, it affects the kidneys, okay? Because the adrenaline gland, if I'm understanding this right, is located right on top of the kidneys. And so last night, I had such a bad stomach ache, and my kidneys were hurting so bad that I literally could not eat. And I was hungry because I hadn't ate all day. I hadn't ate since that morning, yesterday morning. So when I get back to, because I'm hiking in California, so when I get back to my hiking area, I got to get out my property in order to be able to get out my sleeping bags, because I have to hide it because I'm constantly being threatened by people that are getting up on the sidewalk and saying gang stalking, and then they'll say, why don't you come and steal our stuff? That's done to keep me in a hypervigilant mode that my property will be stolen. Yeah, so I have to hide it, which means I have to put it in bags every morning, then hide it. Then when I come home, I got to get it out, and in order for me to get undressed, I gotta, you know, by the time I get back here, ride my bike back here, and then get everything out that's hidden, and then unbag it, untie the bags, and then untag it, go through it, okay, and then put my clothes on. I had to go through all that. Then I had to get out what I bought to eat to get that out, while my stomach was hurting so bad and my kidneys were hurting so bad I could literally almost not sit up, okay, literally. Okay, and this is one of the most heinous results. This is one of the results of these heinous crimes. Okay, because they want your body to react to it. Because organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions is about your body reacting to the non-stop mental abuse, the mental harassment, and the body physiologically responding to it. It's the reason why they do it. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Organized stalking and gang stalking, community-based harassment was developed for these means, okay? In order to wear the mind out, to wear the body out, to wear you out emotionally, and to wear you out financially, to break you down. That's why a lot of targets of this crime end up committing suicide. Yes. Their whole goal is to make sure that I experience non-stop harassment, along all of my routes, every single day, everywhere I go, okay? And as a result of being a target and victim of this crime, I can get no help because it's organized crime that is in the system. As a result of going along my routes on a daily basis, I am subjected to what is known as the sensitization methods of of harassment. Sensitization is basically where they will make a target sensitive to a certain stimuli, okay? And that's basically by making them sensitive to how often they see. All right, I'll put it to you this way. There's a sensitization video that I made. That's at the very first video that's at the top of this blog. If you watch it in its entirety, you'll thoroughly be able to understand how all this is possible. Then once you watch it, come back and watch this video, okay? Because then you'll be able to make total, realistic, and truthful sense that can be scrutinized and deliberated through your common sense, your deductive reasoning, your inductive reasoning, and your analytical processing. All four of those modes of thinking will be able to automatically bring you to the conclusion that everything that I am talking about are factual realities, and that these criminal expeditions were designed for criminal intentions for these results. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth concerning the factual realities of these organized stalking expeditions, the methods and tactics used, the motivations why they're used, and why they are going after targets. Regular American citizens who do nothing wrong whatsoever, that are being targeted for with these crimes because they have criminal motivations and aspirations for us. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. If this video stops while I'm in the middle of talking, or if you watch any of my other videos and all of a sudden the video stops, well, I'll put it to you this way. Organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions do have technological resources that can, through Wi-Fi and radio filtering, shut down any electronic device. Yes, they can also infiltrate tape recorders to shut them off, to control the internal functions of them, to edit, alter, or delete data in it. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth concerning the factual reality of these expeditions, so the statements can be meticulously researched, okay, and then scrutinized. And then once you scrutinize the research, you can synthesize all of the information concerning every description, okay, in order to be able to bring all the information that you synthesize together in order to be able to create a holistic picture of understanding concerning what I expose. Because what I expose is literally connected to, literally, some of the most heinous crimes that can be perpetrated towards any human being. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. How often do you hear gang stalker, gang stalking? Oh my God, gang stalking, gang stalking, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalker. Oh my God, gang stalker, gang stalking. Oh my God, being said around me from this audio file that you're listening to right now. See how many times I hear, oh my God, weird, crazy gang stalker. Oh my God, weird, crazy gang stalker. Oh my God. This is at the UCSD Price Center building on May 30th, 2013 at exactly 3:40 p.m. Listen to it. The earbuds are taped to the camera I'm being recorded with right now. Just listen. Excuse me. Okay, I think that's enough for you to understand that was constantly being said around me, literally for over 3.5 hours when I was in their price center. You know what they're doing now? I brought a brand new computer about 4 days ago from Staples, and I've used it now twice in their price center by using their Wi-Fi connection. And yesterday when I was over there, which was the 31st, which was the day after this event that you just heard from this tape recorder, I plugged in my computer and I was trying to listen to YouTube videos so I could block out their harassment that they were doing also the next day. And you know what they did? Through cyber hacking, they went in and had my videos that I was listening to. Hang on. They had the videos that I was listening to repeat themselves. They would, hang on. Because in organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, what they do is that they subject a target, which you just heard from the audio file, they subject the target to repetitive statements and phrases everywhere a target goes. And if you don't believe me, I want you to listen to this. I want you to look at this. This is a printout, okay, by an individual who wrote, "I have been psychologically abused, okay, for years by some very sick, devious, and disturbed people. At one point, people used to repeat certain words and topics over and over again around me in order to sensitize me to these things." And that's exactly what they're doing to me. And this post was written on September 6, 2010, okay? Actually, what they did was they wrote it on October 8th, 2008, and then wrote it over again and put their name on it on September 6, 2010, okay? And because organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions do the same methods and tactics towards every target, okay? And this is in order to make a target constantly they want to keep a target mentally preoccupied in what they're doing by constantly subjecting the target to non-stop harassment in the same exact way, repeatedly, non-stop, everywhere they go. Look in the videos that are either above or below this one, because you will literally see the same exact method that I just showed you that occurred towards me at UCSD Price Center on May 30th, 2013 at exactly 3:40 p.m., okay, was also caught at McDonald's. It was caught on UCSD Shuttle. It was caught at UCSD Club Med, SDSU, post office, banks, restaurants, movie theaters, trolley routes, trolley stations, bus stops, bus routes. Everywhere I go, including this environment right here, they're getting on the sidewalk and doing the same exact thing, riding their bikes by and saying gang stalker, gang stalking, or stalker, stalker. And what they're doing now, since they see through cyber surveillance that I'm uploading these audio files, what they're doing now is they're doing it skillfully here, okay? And they're beginning to also periodically do it the same way along my routes as well. What they do is, while they're talking, they interject these words. On this particular audio file, you flat out heard it being said constantly and repeatedly, just wide openly, from a distance, okay? Well, what they do is direct conversation methods is where they use sensitization tactics, where they would sensitize the target to words or phrases, interject those words or phrases in conversations they act like they're having on their cell phone or while they're talking around the target to each other, okay? In order to be able to make a target notice that it's being heard, to constantly get their attention as a result of hearing it, to bring them back to the memory of how the word was anchored in their mind to an assault. Yes, because what they're doing is, it's called double binding in psychological circles, where they will double bind two things, pair two things, a word or a phrase, to a traumatic event. And that's what the sensitization video is about, which is the very first video in this blog. If you watch that sensitization video, you'll clearly be able to see what sensitization is, why it's used, how it's formed, okay? And basically they form sensitization methods for you to experience. They sensitize you to words, phrases, or physical gestures, and even certain sounds. So once you're sensitized to them, they just basically get you, they then just repeat them along all your routes. Now, since what they sensitize you to is associated to a trauma, the mind and body stored all the physiological responses and mental responses that your body experienced as you were being traumatized. And as you were being traumatized, these words, phrases, physical gestures, or even specific types of sounds were associated to the trauma. And as a result, the body stored the physiological responses to these associations. And so whenever the stimuli is presented, it will bring the mind and body and the brain right back to the memory of the traumatic event. And all the physiological responses are felt again as well. That's like when a Vietnam vet who's in the Vietnam War, he's in the middle of a gun battle, or our Iraqi veterans or our Afghanistan veterans, when they're in the middle of a battle, when they're in a hot zone and they're in a battle, and helicopters are flying, above, and guns are going off around them, bombs are exploding, and all that kind of stuff. They realize that they are in an extremely dangerous situation. As a result, they become hyper-vigilant in order to be able to be hyper-alert, so they can basically keep themselves in a they're hyper alert in a situation that, the brain automatically does it in order so they can be more aware of what's going on around them in order to protect themselves and how they can respond or react to what's going on around them. Okay? As while this is happening, the body is reacting to it, and the mind is storing the memory of it along with the physiological responses. Okay? Because it's a traumatic event. Okay? So, when the Vietnam vet comes back from the Vietnam War, or our Iraqi veterans or Afghanistan veterans come back from these wars,